Hello and welcome to Untwisted Threads. This is Knit Picks Wonderfluff. This 70% baby alpaca, 23% nylon, 7% merino wool yarn features 23 colors. The colorway that we chose is Goji Heather. This 50-gram skein with 130 meters or 142 yards works up as an Aran to bulky weight yarn. The suggested gauge on a US 10 and 11 or 6 and 8 millimeter needles is 12 to 15 stitches per 4 inches or 10 centimeters. For our swatch, I will be using a 4.5 millimeter needle size. In today's video, we're going to review and score Knit Picks Wonderfluff using our 5 categories, which are availability, softness, traction, durability, and cost, to help you decide if this is the best yarn for you and your next project. Stay tuned until the end for a few pattern recommendations as well. Would you like to feel a sample of our top picks out of over 100 yarns that we have reviewed on this channel? Click the link below to get your free specialty yarn card, knitting patterns, and more. Let's get started. For availability, we give Wonderfluff a score of 1.5 out of 5. This yarn is exclusively sold on the Knit Picks and We Crochet website and sometimes on Amazon. However, they do currently offer shipping to the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, and Australia. For softness, we give it a score of 4.9 out of 5. So we did a review at the very beginning of our channel of a very popular blown yarn called Drops Air that didn't blow us away like we thought it would. Yes, it had some good things about it, but also some things that we didn't like. Well, what if we said that this Wonderfluff yarn is all of those good qualities that we liked about Air and none of the bad? It's an absolute cloud. Super lightweight and soft, has beautiful heathered coloration, squishy, and bouncy. Yes, the fibers did stick to itself in the skein, but that's just about where its issues ended. For comparison, it is softer than Drop Sky and not quite as soft as Cardiff Cashmere Classic. We would say that yes, it is pretty comparable to Drops Air. For a micron count or softness scale rating, we'd give it a 17, much softer than the typical merino and alpaca rating. We haven't reviewed a lot of yarns that are softer than this one. Yet, of course. Its alpaca fibers, or really any fibers in this yarn, were not irritating in any way. I also loved how loose the polyamide tube is. It's pretty discreet and hardly noticeable. Because this was a darker color, the core is of course black. The lighter colorways may have a white colored mesh tube in the center. For traction, we give it a score of 4 out of 5. Although it wanted to stick to itself in the skein, that was not the case when knitting with it. It had some grip on my needle, slowing me down some, but I'd rather that than trying to fight it sticking to itself like Velcro. Unless you're fairly new to knitting, I probably wouldn't use a wooden or bamboo needle, as it could slow you down a lot more than you would want it to. For durability, we give it a score of 4 out of 5. Blown yarns are typically considered to be more durable than many types of yarn because of its mesh tube. The tube holds the fibers in place so it won't split when working with it. However, this durability can vary depending on what type of project you use this yarn for and its fiber content. Wonderfluff has almost a quarter amount of nylon, which is a material that was created to replace silk. And its main fiber, baby alpaca, is of course also durable. The strand of yarn itself did come apart a bit when pulling on the mesh tube, so just be aware of that. And when it came to the stress test, we didn't really notice much pilling. For cost, we give it a score of 3.1 out of 5. For being a 50-gram skein, you can expect to pay $9.99 US per skein. That breaks down to about 7 cents per yard, meaning a size medium sweater quantity would cost approximately $60. Overall, we give Knit Picks Wonderfluff a score of 3.5 out of 5. This yarn was very nice to work with, even if it was a slower pace than what I'm used to. I really do think of it as a more enjoyable version of Drops Air with a higher price tag and a darker color palette. So we had a little look on Ravelry and wanted to share a few pattern recommendations with you, hopefully to inspire you if you're wanting to use this yarn for a project of your own. The first pattern is the Pines Pullover by Monica Christine. It comes in 10 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 36.5 to 71.5 inches and recommends 8 to 10 inches of positive ease. It suggests using a US 9 or 5.5 millimeter needles and a fluffy Aran weight yarn with the same weight and yardage as this one to meet gauge. It is knit in both flat and in the round from the top down. It features flowing cables on the front, back, and sides, a cropped fit, and long relaxed sleeves. The collar and hems are knit in a twisted rib. The next pattern is the Totally Tubular Turtle Tank by Park Williams. It comes in 9 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 31.5 to 64.5 inches and suggests anywhere from 4 inches of negative ease to 2 inches of positive ease. It recommends using a US 10.5 or 6.5 millimeter needle size in stockinette and this specific yarn to meet gauge. It is knit both flat and in the round from the top down, starting with the back yoke. After the body and ribbing is complete, stitches are picked up along the neckline for the squishy folded turtleneck. The last pattern is the Community Cozy by Alicia Plummer. It comes in 11 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 41.5 to 77 inches and recommends 5 to 10 inches of positive ease. It suggests using a US 8 and 10 or 5 and 6 millimeter needle size and 2 strands of DK weight yarn held together to meet gauge. The front and back pieces are knit flat and seamed together at the shoulders and sides. Stitches are picked up for the sleeves and collar and are knit in the round. I imagine you could try and knit this in the round after the underarm split if you wanted to. At least that is what I would probably do. Have you used Knit Picks Wonderfluff yarn before? What yarn would you like for us to do a review on next? We would love to hear your thoughts and recommendations in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's review, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.